So we were talking about going outside.
Yeah, so what their recommendations is to wait until the sun goes down. This particular camera has an infrared sensor in there. Of course, the sun produces infrared light waves and things like that. So on the prior scan for the Herschel property that I did, I was able to capture imagery mapping of the exterior side of the home. However, when I did this one, every time I try to capture it, it would throw that point like way off, like inside the house, and so that really doesn't do justice on it. You may be able to go out. I think I opened the door, but I may not have. But either way, so click on that 360. Yep.
Okay, so that now.
So there is an alternative to it. You can I can definitely take 360 images, but the mapping side of it,
Okay.
I'm not allowed to do that. Well, I am, but there's certain little things
So
that.
this will be a 360 picture, as
Correct.
opposed to a VR environment that we can.
Correct.
So I can't like walk up to the door here. I can't move around. I can go to here, and now I'm
Right.
inside.
Correct. Now you can also navigate through the floor plan if you go over there to the far left of your thing, and yeah, you can click that, and then you can kind of navigate through that way. And then you can also do that. Now the second floor is hidden. So if you click on that, if you click that and click all. So you have three options. Either you can click 1, 2, or all.
Okay.
You can,
so if I go second floor, now I can look at just the second floor.
right.
And that big hole's the staircase.
Correct.
4-inch pleated air conditioner filters. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you know, oversized. I know it's kind of overkill a little bit, but it just prevents another interactive tour for the potential home buyer.
Well, no, that's awesome. Like carpet plush, upgraded carpeting and pad. And I think I saw something in here where you were talking about the soundproofing. That may have been the other one.
Yes, it was on the other one. I haven't added that one in there. But the kitchen, now most of that stuff I haven't updated any. Like on the faucets, they've got like Delta faucets in there. I haven't put a matter tag on that just yet, but now each one of those rings is the actual scan that I took. So just to kind of give people an idea, you know, and other real estate agents, it's not like I just put the camera in there, you know, one spot and, you know, take one picture and we're one and done. And that's why I tell real estate agents, you know, every 1,500 square feet of the property requires roughly around 1 hour of time. So this particular property was 4,200 square feet. So
I know it took it 2 days, right?
Yeah. The second day that I came back, I didn't. I mean, it didn't take me that long.
It's smaller upstairs, but yeah.
But either way, I mean, a good guesstimate would be about let's just say kicks and giggles, a 4,500 square foot home is roughly about 3 hours, and then the back end. So on the post-production side of it, literally I've got to go in and mark each window. Here, I'll do a.
You want to take? I don't know if I can give you control of this screen, or if you want me to shut it off and let you have control.
Yeah. Once you do that, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about.
All right. Let's see here. That's going to be one of these here. Well, it gave me a hint on the screen, and then I Let's see here. Do, do, do. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Meeting controls. Well,
all right.
I don't know, can you see it when I hit that button?
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, what does it say? Because I can't see it over here.
Oh, stop. Or it's got a green. It's got the timer, and then to the right of it, it's got the stop share. There you go. Go back.
But do I want to stop share, or is that the recording button?
It's just this. Yeah, stop share. There you go.
All right, did it stop?
You're still screen sharing.
Let's see if that does it. No. Oh, there it is. New share. So I'm going to was it second camera? No. Nope. I'm gonna cancel that. That didn't do it, did it?
No.
Share? No. Pause share?
Yeah, try it.
Stop share. All right, now you should be able to share.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Zoom, where you at? There we go. Screen share. Host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. That's for
Oh,
sure.
you're good.
Now try it.
All right.
Does it let you now?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Got it.
All right.
So things like this. So when I actually get the video, or once it's, so what happens is I've got to go through and indicate all the windows on here. So there's
Okay.
two pieces of software on here. Once I do all that, then I upload it to Matterport. A property this size, so I submitted this particular property around 6 or 7 last night.
Okay.
Once I did that, I received an email. They will email me letting me know, hey, your Matterport imagery is ready, and I got that around 11:30 this morning. Once I get that, then essentially I come in here, and then I will come in and label each one of these rooms in here.
Okay.
Once all that's done, then I come in here and then start laying these matter tags out. And depending on where the information's from, so just kind of case in point, for this particular property, Grand Homes already has a lot of this information, and I'll kind of take verbatim exactly how they call it out. So instead of, typically I would call it a master bedroom, but they have it labeled as Grand Master Suite, Grand Family Room, and so
Grandmaster Flash.
yeah. And but the other thing is they have these features on here, and I'll go through and take each one of these and label accordingly per area of the house. You know, gourmet kitchen,
Nice.
5-burner, staircase. All that information's plugged in, and then that way, when you do your your walkthrough,
Yeah, and this is a house that's actually for sale. This is the one on Byron Street. Is that right?
Correct.
Now, I think somebody was looking at it while we were shooting this one.
Was she not, was it a real estate agent or was that on the other property?
The other property that was a little bit bigger, and we did not have any. We had somebody that had already bought that one at a different location.
Ah,
They came to visit, but this location, there was somebody that had a client from out of town who was interested in buying this location. So
got
she wanted to get a copy of this so that she could share it with her prospective client. Um, so anybody who wants this one is going to need to either get on the horn with me here pretty quick at 972-372-9810, or get one at a different location but have this built. This one
right.
does have a couple of upgrades on it, but
Yeah, and there's times that,
I still love that countertop there. That extra deep countertop in the master.
the,
In the master bathroom, sorry.
right, hold on, trying to go back. Okay, get that. But there's going to be little times like this, and it's pretty much unavoidable. I try the best, but sometimes the actual camera itself you'll
No.
see it right there, but
Yeah, but what you
unless
see,
I, unless
see
I
more of the-
pointed it, unless I pointed it out, you probably would never know.
No, I mean it looks like the reflection I would normally see of the bedroom bay window in
Right.
that glass.
Right.
I mean, frankly, I'd be there for years before I realized that it happened.
Yeah, and it's a really nice property. I mean, you got this little sunken shower stall with your standalone tub. It's a beautiful home.
Yeah, it is.
But so back to the uploading and all that good stuff. So typically, I can pump out something like this fairly quickly, but I always tell people, 24 to 48 hours. Turn this off. Oh, never mind. You know what? I can turn them on. Sorry, Chris. We'll have to edit that out. Trying to get some more lighting in here. Stand by.
All
Wonderful
right.
world of hue light bulbs.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Add a little bit more light. All right, there we go.
Well, yeah, and I've got the TCP ones that aren't even supported anymore. So at least yours still work. Mine, I'm stuck with the same settings that I started with them 5 years ago.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it's like, why? At least I was able to get them to turn on 30 minutes before sunrise. So as long as it can have access to the internet and knows what time the sunrise is, I'm okay, with the exception of that 2-week period.
Right.
When time zone change, I think I bought it or set it up before.
Oh, daylight savings.
Yeah, before daylight savings. We've got that 2-week change.
Yeah.
So I've got about 2 weeks that it's not quite right.
Right.
And of course, there's a lot of people out there that are like, what are you talking about? 2 weeks where daylight savings isn't correct. It's like, yeah, they changed daylight savings time to be a little bit longer. So,
right.
But
through this whole process, I tell everybody 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes it could be, less than 12 hours. Sometimes I know on that second property, or the first property that we did, the 4,900 square foot home, that one took quite some time for me to get back from Matterport. So,
okay.
And anything above that, 6, 7, 10,000 square foot homes, that's a lot of information for Matterport to process from all that information that's captured. So anyway, it can take longer, but for us, it's, we're probably going to be in between the 1,500 to 6,000 square foot residential home. So 24 to 48 hours at best.
Well, I mean, it's time consuming, and that's part of where I was wondering if we had another camera, if that would help.
No, from what I understand, it's a one camera setup
Okay.
scenario. So the way the platform works is either you have your mobile device, whether it's your phone, whether it's your iPad, and essentially there's only one. It can only communicate with one device, from what I understand, and you can only have one project open on that mobile device. And because it's connected via Wi-Fi, that camera has a Wi-Fi connection in it, and so it can only bounce off
Oh, okay.
one mobile device or capture that particular image. Let me. I don't know if I can. Where are you? Capture. So can you see that, Chris?
I can. Well, now I can't. That's a picnic problem, though.
Right. Is it showing up clear or no, or is it just all white?
It's white and black.
Oh, okay. That probably won't work then.
Well, no, I said it. Like I said, that's a picnic problem. The problem's over here.
Well, I'm looking at it on my camera as well.
Oh, okay.
I guess you can kind of see it if I angle it a little bit. You can see all those little blue dots in there.
I can, yeah.
So each one of those is a scan, but then over here, it shows a connection. Anyway, so when you're using your iPad and using the camera, but I've never really opened up or reached out to Matterport and asked, but from what I understand, nobody said anything about it. And try to get like let's just say you have an extra hand and an extra camera to, go in and do that.
Uh,
I think it's a technology issue and software issue, maybe at some point, but I'll dig into it and see. But the other problem that you may run into is you have somebody upstairs or somebody's downstairs, and you capture them while you're taking a scan, and then you have to redo it and all that
yeah.
good stuff. So
No, I get it. And in time, technology will probably get there where you can, but by that same token, you may not need two cameras to do, because like right now you've got to do what, every 5 feet?
yeah, roughly. I spaced it out a little bit more on this project, and it seemed to be a little bit better on image quality. When you hop over to that dollhouse view versus the other one, it seemed to be a little bit better. But me looking at the screen right now, so the whole thing is just kind of overlapping certain areas. But kind of with that being said, you need to be within a certain area, but now just being mindful of your scans and making sure it's aligning up correctly. That's the other part of it too. Just to make sure that when it stitches when Matterport, when you upload it and Matterport stitches it all together,
Yeah.
you need to make sure that it does it correctly. But that's when you're doing the whole operation itself from the very beginning. As long as you're mindful of that, once you're mindful of that, and you know that, oh, hey, things are lining up. There's sometimes you may notice like you've got a room like this, but it's kind of catty corner, and you're like, well, that's not really the way it's supposed to be. This wall's supposed to match up with the other wall. So at the end of the day, it's more visual arts here and
Yeah.
visual aid for the client to look at. But things need to match up as well. So that's why it takes a little bit of extra time, and I just want to, the visual aid that I'm presenting needs to, I'll use Grand Homes for instance. That they're a high-end custom home builder, or a high-end home builder, and when they're presenting these to people, and you as yourself as a real estate agent presenting this to people as well, you want to make sure the end product is good.
Exactly. Yeah.
That way you can, and at the end of the day, it's really about getting a really interested client to go look at the house. It's like, okay, well, they've seen 10 of their Grand Homes layouts, but they particularly like the Lake Forest layout, which is this one. Well, I really like this one. It's like, okay, well, then let's go look at it now.
Yeah, no, let's go look at it. And of course, with all the quarantines and everything else going on, now you can look at a lot of these houses like we're showing you here without having to actually go to them, so that a qualified buyer who wants to see this house can go and see this house, or if it's like, say, a person's house, they're not going to be put out by somebody wanting to see their house that's just curious what the house looks like. It's going to be somebody who's qualified to buy the house and ready to buy the house. Absolutely. And and there's a lot of people I know that are going to be sitting at home going, I'm bored, and this house is not big enough for the 5 of us or 4 of us or 3 of us or 2 of us.
Right.
We need a bigger house or change the family structure somehow. And either way, I hope they call me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, these are just all visual aids, but it's there to help save people time, and whether just like you said, there's an out of town buyer, they literally do not have to just look at one image. It's like, okay, well, I'm kind of on the fence about it, but now you can actually go through, do a full 360 degree look around, and it's like, okay, well, I can go to the next room, and
yeah.
like, holy smokes, Bob, I really love this house, or Matt, or whatever the case is. But it at the end of the day, it really it helps visualize a home for people, both for real estate agents and the home buyer itself.
Oh yeah. Well, and for those of you at home, he was making a bad joke reference to Bob Barker there.
Man, I was looking through some of that old footage of The Price is Right, and I can remember as a kid watching that show, and just brought back a lot of memories, just seeing that show, and the announcement, come on down,
you're the next contestant.
Yeah.
Good times. Well, Jason, our video should have gone live right now. I'm starting to get phone calls, so I should probably let you go and see if you're getting phone calls as well.
I actually booked an appointment today, just reaching out to people on Facebook, potential real estate agents, and I think with the closing of what's their term? What is Collin County and Denton County calling it versus Dallas County?
Well, I don't know about Denton County, but Collin County's, if you can maintain your social distancing, then is that what you're talking about? Social distancing?
Well, yeah. So Dallas County's shelter in place, correct? Meaning that you have to stay home unless
you're I don't know, I want to say qualified individual, but I don't think that's right. So yeah, unless you're in one of these columns, you have to stay home in Dallas County. And Denton County, it sounds like they're going to be a little bit more like Dallas County. And I was on the town call for Collin County, and it sounds like it's a little bit more. If you're like small business and you don't interact with but one other person, then you can go out, maintain your social distancing.
which is 6 feet.
6 feet, yes.
Okay.
And then there could be, somebody that in Dallas County would be considered a qualified person, but in Collin County, there are going to be too many of them together. Well, then they shouldn't be, so they need to close. I
Okay.
think the exception to that and that caveat is going to be like your grocery stores.
Right.
But as I was mentioning earlier before we started recording, I was at Best Buy earlier today, and they had like 7 or 8 people out front,
Right.
um, basically to stop people from coming in. But if you wanted to buy stuff from Best Buy, you could call an order in. You could order online, and then go to pick it up, and let them know when you're there, and they'll come out to your car and get your name and information. I'm guessing show them the receipt, and they'll run inside and get it and bring it out to you.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think Collin County is going, no, we're going to continue to do business as best as possible, but we're also going to make sure you maintain your social distancing. And they've got a lot of contactless delivery that they're doing.
Okay. So what's the deal with the gloves and the mask?
But I don't know. I still can't find any, and that's part of what's kept me from inviting myself to more people's houses right now. Actually,
Okay.
I should be getting some more gloves here in the next short period of time. I've got a couple of people looking to get me gloves presently. That way I can, open the door, close the door without worrying about getting thing on there. But, there's also the aspect of cross-contamination. I don't want to open up the door and then go over to somebody else's house and open up the door with the same gloves. So I'm going to have to switch out gloves between properties. So that's one of those things where it's like, I need the extra gloves, but I got to find some. I don't know if that made any sense at all.
Yeah. No, it does.
But yeah, and of course the problem is it's like you can't find gloves right now. So I'm looking to find gloves. So if you know anybody that's got extra gloves,
Okay. Okay.
Give me a call at 972-372-9810.
Hey, so if I've got a pair of industrial latex gloves and I wear them and I self-sanitize, is that still considered, or do they have to be disposable?
I don't know. I really, to be frank, I haven't delved that far deep into them. I can't find those kind of industrial gloves either. So,
Okay.
I mean, I'll admit, I was at the grocery store today and I saw a guy walking around in his yard mowing gloves, and I almost said something, but then I was like, you do what you got to do.
Sure.
Um,
I mean, what's to say that, okay, so I'm in my car, I squirt a bunch of hand sanitizer, or not a bunch, but enough on my gloves to disinfect whatever's on my hands at the moment, go inside, and come back and then redo it all over again. I mean, is that still being sanitized?
I don't know. And that's where, I was talking with somebody today and they were mentioning how liquor stores were not liquor stores. And was it you maybe? I don't know. Somebody was talking about how liquor manufacturers have switched to making higher proof alcohol so that they can get into the sanitation aspect. I don't know so much that you've got your Jim Beam flavored sanitizer, but so that you've got something that'll clean, because there's a need for it right now.
Sure. I did see a post, somebody saying something about Everclear and even moonshine being a disinfectant because of the high alcohol.
Oh yeah, Everclear will clean everything. I mean, you're lucky to have your fingerprints if you get
Sure.
your fingers in that Everclear too long, I think.
Sure.
But it's kind of like, I've got 97% or 97 proof cleaning alcohol. It's not the kind of stuff you want to drink because it hasn't been purified. So,
Sure.
That's one of those things where it's like you get into a sticky situation, but at the end of the day, it's what's worse? the 97 proof cleaning alcohol I can
Right.
use to clean my watch, but in the process, I would destroy my watch face.
Sure.
So is that what I do, or do I take my watch off and not wear it for a while? I've got other watches that have glass faces. Why don't I wear those?
All right.
I don't know.
Well, at least it's good to know that, for other real estate agents that are out there, wanting to utilize this whole Matterport service and, doing their part. If you don't want to host an open house or anything like that, we are available, for us to go out there a single, it's just me and me only going over there, and I'm fully decked out, booties, gloves. I even got my face mask. Next time we do a vlog, I'll put it on for you.
I was gonna say, I've got
at this point
with that thing on.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Just give me two seconds, and I'll go get it. I'll do it for fun. Hold on.
Oh, this is a treat. I tell you what. Hey, if I had this background the whole time, that's a little bit better. Let's see if Jason noticed when he gets back. Oh, wait. Like my hair's disappearing? I'm going to have fun with this thing. Can you tell I haven't been on camera in a while?
Oh,
there we go.
I'm fully filtered out, so don't worry. Your house will still be the way it was when I walked in. I'll have my glove.
And with the smoke behind you.
Yeah. Man, what a perfect atmosphere for this backdrop going on here. But yeah, no, it's I totally love it. It's got my little filter system on there. But anyway, yeah, it's for people's peace of mind. Just one individual going in there capturing a virtual reality space of the home, and then sending that link out to potential home buyers. It not only that, it saves you time, saves you money, versus and you having to waste gas going out there. Now, granted, gas is it's been cheap. It's getting to prices to where I can remember as a kid. I think we're already at 150 something, but yeah, it's there's so many benefits to it that if you look at it from a cost perspective, between my pricing's between 5 cents and 8 cents. So if you do over 3 properties, let's if I do the math on this real quick, 0.06 times 2,000 square feet, you're looking at $120.
Oh wow, yeah.
For a 2,000 square foot home.
And then people can look at it at 2 a.m. in their underwear or pajamas, and
yeah,
if they're hey, you know what, I need to get qualified, they can call their mortgage broker.
Absolutely.
And a lot of those guys like to work from home anyways, so
yeah,
they haven't stopped working. So you'll be able to get a hold of your mortgage guy, and he can qualify you, and then come give me a call, and I'll make sure that everything's good with you, and then take, if need be, take you out to see the house. We can do a lot of the paperwork with DocuSign, basically, where you don't have to leave your house until you're ready to go sign. And
absolutely.
I can do my presentation, make sure if you're going to work with me that we're going to work together well. Have a Zoom meeting like you and I are talking right now. And
yeah, I mean, I know a lot of us, and I tell people when I do these classes for Keller Williams for doing mobile video, I think a lot of people are fearful of being behind a camera, but over the past 5 years, with YouTube and YouTube's been around for a much more longer, but we're conditioned enough to, it's like, just get behind that camera and nobody's here going to critique what you're wearing. I'm wearing a Pokemon shirt for crying out loud at the moment. It's okay. It's not going to dictate the quality of my work. It's not going to dictate making a judgment on looking at this virtual tour or the interaction with your real estate agent, such as Chris here. Move on, get past it, and interact on the Zoom platform, or Facebook Live, or whatever the case is, and nobody cares at this point. So.
And that was one of the things my coach said to me. She's like, Chris, it doesn't matter what's going on behind you. People are going to be listening to you. They're going to want to see your face. They're going to want to see how you react. But, it doesn't matter if you've got a dragon behind you or a superhero.
Or clouds of vapor behind you, or whatever the case is. It's this there for added value of it. But as you said, even my headshot that I did that in shorts. Nobody is ever going to know because it's waist up.
Well, I think one of my favorite photos of all time was one I found out that we were doing our high school photos. I was at the beach. They're like, yeah, you've got to get there by 2 o'clock. They were like, you got to hurry up and get there or you won't get it done today. And so we left the beach, and 15 minutes later, we're at the studio. And I mean, I'm wearing a t-shirt. I don't even think I was wearing a shirt. I was just in my swimming trunks. And they gave me this little dickie to put on and a suit coat. And I took my shot, and then my friend, same thing. And, less than 30 minutes away from the beach, we're back at the beach.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's so many different things that can be hidden. There's a property that I did on Thursday. There were 2 big cranes. They're building a high school there. And that's all about perspective. I was just able to move around and hide that crane, and I didn't have to spend time in the editing process, in Photoshop to take that crane out. And it, certain little things like that. But as I always say, nobody cares. It just push the content and just make sure your video's decent and your audio's decent, and that's all that really matters.
Well, and I think we did a video, a walkthrough while you were recording. I don't remember which of these properties, but I think we caught you in one shot, but you were in like 4 of the rooms as we walked through them. So
right.
It's like, you can fix it with camera and you can fix it in post, but for the most part, it's like, hey, you know what? It's live.
It's what it is.
Yeah. So I can have it perfect and you'll get it next week, or I can have it pretty damn good and you'll have it in the next 24 hours.
Right. Absolutely.
Let's be limited by the technology, not by our perception of perfection.
Absolutely, man.
Right on.
Cool.
Well, I do need to let you go. It's about
30,
and I've got a call with somebody. I just forgot who.
Sure.
But I've been late to everything today. And it's like, well, how are you late when nobody can do anything? It's like, well, not everybody's doing nothing. And on that note, remember to spay and neuter your pets.
Does that include people too?
Well, if you've got a pet human, I don't know. Maybe that's why. Never mind. All right. All right, my friend. Until next time.
Right.
Which maybe Thursday. I don't know at this rate.
All right. Sounds good, man.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Peace.